Well, howdy, my gorgeous geeks. 'Tis I, Scully Drew. How in the heck are you doing today? Man, I'm great. Thank you for asking. Let's go ahead and check out the upcoming releases for this week of March 23rd through the 29th of 2025, and a couple of my preferable slick picks to go through. Let's stop yapping and just let it happen with a... All right, we're going to start today, Sunday the 23rd. This one is called Redemption of Liuin, and it looks to be kind of like a Souls-like game, or at least that's what I thought it was going to be. But after kind of like looking at the trailer and kind of reading up on it, it's more got like this action parry mechanic, kind of like quick combat, similar to, I don't know, maybe a Batman Arkham, or even like the Hellblade series. At least that's kind of the vibes I was getting. Even has a little bit of that Metal Gear, was it Revengeance? The one with Raiden? I don't even know if I got that game right. Anyway, this game looked really slick. I have played my fair share of just difficult action combat games, action RPG games. And this one, just another one that caught my eye. It looks like it hopefully will get a English translation upon release earlier today. But, I don't know, it's just one for me to keep an eye on for sure. I usually don't want to stack up too many Souls-like or games like that in my library because they could take up so much time. But that being said, I mean, this looks slick. Slick and quick. Just like me. Wait, what? But yeah, I thought this game was a little too gorgeous to ignore. So yeah, enjoy the rest of this trailer. I'm just kidding. I gotta talk, man. Come on. Obviously, there's going to be a really good story attached to a game like this, too. It's based on... Actually, I believe it has lore to it that other games have been made based on it, but I don't know enough about it. But either way, I am interested. All right, this next one was really crazy. To me, anyway. I want to say it's kind of like a Hotline Miami meets like a Survivor style game. So yeah, it's even got some crazy side-scrolling segments in it. And the game itself, I guess, was developed by, or was in partial development by a hip-hop group. Yeah, as you can see, it gets pretty freaking wild at times, but the action looks pretty hectic. I know, I love these kind of like odd games that just stick out like a sore thumb. I just wonder if it even has like a rhythm-based kind of like mechanic to it. Oh, and of course, bullet hell aplenty. I don't know, look cool to me. Sonokuni. This next one is a tactics RPG. Gave me classic Advance Wars and like Fire Emblem vibes. I never actually played the original. And I usually don't play these kind of like tactics strategy like RPG games, but I don't know, the art style is just very nostalgic. I keep telling myself I want to get into genres of games that I don't play too often, so this one was on my radar for sure. You know what I should do? I should probably read some of these Steam kind of like descriptions. Well, this next one is called Mike Goes on a Hike. I guess this one's been in development for a long, long time. One of the trailers I saw was, I think, as much as 5 years ago. I'm always about a chill game from time to time, even if it's like a slow-moving walking simulator. In fact, I heard Death Stranding was inspired by this game. Just kidding. Yeah, all he needs is a little baby in a bottle to put in that bag and call himself Mr. Reedus. Now, I don't know why when I saw this, I just thought, you know, I could just sit back with a controller and press forward for a couple hours and just enjoy it. As long as the atmosphere was nice and the music was great. Okay, this next one is kind of like I want to be the Boshi style, like hate yourself mechanics. Where every level apparently has these little troll moments to kill you. And it looked like a kind of platformer game I could get into that get a good laugh or two out of. Oh yeah, that's right. I said I was going to start reading. See, I'm trying a new format of like videos, and I thought, you know what? I like to see what games are coming up in certain weeks, and it's also kind of fun to look back on it down the road and just be like, oh yeah, I remember that game came out. See what my first impressions were just from looking at them. Oh, this is a two-player game even. Oh my god. Okay, so I can kind of get behind this. I don't really do too many co-op games because I feel like a lot of them are just kind of, I don't know, blasé. But yeah, Level Devil. Looking forward to playing that one. Or at least trying it out. I think there is a demo for that one. Alright, Mother Machine. Climb, jump, and explore procedurally generated alien caves in this 1 to 4 player co-op action RPG platformer. Customize your cute Chaos Gremlin, embrace the mayhem, and unlock a vast array of mutations to shape your playstyle and role in the group. So from what I was seeing in this, which by the way, this art style is just wacky, but it seemed like a multiplayer roguelike Metroidvania of sorts. Like everything about it just screams like Pee-wee's Playhouse, like 90s goofiness. The only thing I had a couple question marks about is the gameplay mechanics. It looks a little choppy. Like at times, just the way your character moves and stuff. That being said, it does look like something I could definitely have fun in. I like the music too. This one I did play a demo to not that long ago. That's called Spilled. And you essentially take this tiny little cargo boat, you clean up the yuck that's in the water, drop it off for monies, which you used to spend on upgrades for your boat to make it faster, collect more gunk. It's actually very, very chill, but again, it's another one of those games where the art style just stood out to me. And it was different. And again, just a pleasant kind of like detox game from all the Marvel Rivals and Overwatches I've been playing as of late. Oh yeah, and Elden Rings too. This makes me forget about games like Elden Ring. Thankfully. So this one is Galgun's Servants of the Dark.
From the world of co-op action platformer,
They made another one not too long ago that's like a Castlevania style-esque game where you swap between two characters that have different abilities. So this kind of just feels like more of the same of that. But man, I cannot deny that. Again, I just get nostalgic when I see these kind of PS1 era style games like Castlevanias, especially ones kind of based off Symphony of the Night. When they come out, I pay attention. And I know the Gal Guardians are kind of a franchise of a multitude of games at this point.
Against the powerful demon hunters in their way. As their demon castle becomes
I'm not too familiar with them. At the same time, it's like, I mean, just going down to the sprite animation of each character.
Gal Guardians, servants of the dark.
Oh. Oh me, oh my.
Inti creates.
Alright, this is my slick pick of the week. I did play the demo to this not that long ago during the Steam Next Fest. This is Twilight Monk. And to me, this is kind of like a spiritual, not successor if you will, but just something that's super inspired by one of the most underrated Zelda titles in the franchise, and that's Zelda 2 on the original NES. Link's Adventure. I didn't remember. There's like a subtitle to it. But it has an overworld that you kind of go through. You have random enemy battles, and then you have these different biomes that you explore, and they're all very, very cool. And the art style is just very beautiful too. I like the hand drawn. I always love the hand drawn stuff because I feel like that's just the most unique way to kind of present your graphics in a game now. But yeah, the demo to this was at least a couple hours for me. And I was actually surprised at how much they packed into that demo. But after I was done, I was like kind of bummed that it was over because I just wanted to kind of keep going. But this became one of those instant favorites of the year for me. Like, I can't tell you just how smooth the combat was. How awesome each enemy design was. And they all had like a unique like fight style to them and stuff. I'm very much looking forward to it. Oh, you snuck that on me. That's right. I was like, I thought you were done with that trailer. So this one's kind of weird for me. So growing up, my cousins had a Game Boy and they had a game called Bubble Ghost that me and my brother just played the crap out of. And it was just one of those, just could not stop putting it down because it was so challenging. You're essentially a bubble or a ghost trying to blow this bubble across each, I guess, screen, just avoiding all these hazards. And I didn't realize there were so many different iterations of this game. But it's getting a remake. And I was like, all right, I'm going to check it out. Even though I do enjoy the art style, even though the style of the ghost took some getting used to for me. It just looked different and I don't know, not in a cute way. I was expecting the ghost to be this like cute, adorable little mascot. This one almost feels like the ghost you would see at the end of Casper the movie. When Christina Ricci's dad comes out of nowhere and goes, "I'm dead?" I can't remember the actor's name. Anyway, not that I don't like it, but it was kind of, it kind of threw me off for sure. But I still want to keep an eye on that one.
To be honest, I just don't know who I am sometimes. I mean, when I dive into their hands, merge with them, those people...
So first-person sci-fi horror games, when done correctly, can be some of my favorite games on the planet. Think of games like Soma or Observation. So when I saw Karma initially, I was like, just kind of perplexed by everything going on, but in the best way possible. I was just asking myself, like, what the hell was even happening? Even as I rewatched this trailer, I'm still wondering what it's all about. What, again, I I treat trailers to narrative games the same way I treat trailers to movies, where I try not to really invest too much into it because I feel like they spoil so much, especially in movies. Video games are a little easier because usually you're getting a, I don't know, 4 to 10 hour experience in a game like this. So they really only try to show you the first hour or so of it, which isn't too bad. Whereas in movies, you know, you could give away the entire thing in a trailer if you wanted to. But yeah, Karma is one of those sci-fi horror games that I just really got interested in. Are those whales from the sky? See, that's what I'm talking about. That's Hideo Kojima stuff right there. Sweet mother of...
Should I address you as Daniel McGovern?
Almost every time, the killer intentionally left clues for me, encouraging me to delve ever deeper. I don't know if it's a trap or...
Oh my gosh, I'm getting mouth-washing vibes.
Now I can trust no one, even the company.
Yeah. I like this backrooms BS too. He just looks so visually stimulating.
Hold my hand tightly.
Of course, you gotta have a creepy child in it. Now this one I do plan on playing the demo for.
So it's been over a week.
Your House, a narrative puzzle thriller that blurs the line between games and books, reality and fiction, puzzles and storytelling. A lot of blurring going on.
Every night I go to bed wondering who sent me this letter, and
Again, it's got this almost like
I wonder why they did it.
retro comic book art style to it.
I'm leaving behind this tape recording,
And I do love a game with good puzzles, as long as the puzzles aren't trying to just destroy you mentally. There have been a few puzzle games as of recently where I actually had to stop playing because they just tried to be too big brain for me. Keep it simple for this stupid. Yeah, I'm going to be trying the demo out to this for sure.
Are you behind all of this?
See, it's games like this that make me want to try more demos.
We're going in search of Dr. Clark's fortune.
Speaking of games I'm trying a demo for, this is Rosewater, a thrilling Western adventure in the alternate 19th century of World Lamplight City. Embark on a harrowing journey across the frontier with Harley Leisure and her ragtag posse. That's encountering bandits, rebels, visionaries, eccentrics, and many more friends and foes on your quest for fame and riches. This just gives me classic point-and-click vibes. And there hasn't been too many games, even when I was growing up, that had the animation style like this. But I played a lot of Space Quest as a kid.
Used to know some folks that were handy.
This reminds me of like a Western Space Quest. And it has voice acting.
There's no better way to help people, is there?
What I would not give for a stick or two of dynamite right now.
We all got our paths in this life.
I can tell you've got a cogitating mind. always assessing the situation.
Say cogitating mind?
The risks and opportunities.
I prefer a more direct approach.
I wonder if they do rotoscoping for a lot of these animations. Wouldn't surprise me.
So, what do you say?
There's a lot of frames of animation in each
I'm in.
thing, though. Oop, 2024. They're a little off, but that's okay. Better late than never. Whoops, this is 2020. A lot of games being released on the 27th.
Welcome, seeker of the branch.
Ever seen such a large scale?
All right, we're about to get in this very Souls-likey block of the release window here, starting with AI Limit coming out on the 27th, which is, you only can kind of see it. Anime art, Souls-like, but it looks beautiful. I'm sure it's just going to be such a spectacle. I did download the demo to this as well, so we'll see how that goes.
The mud is the ocean of consciousness and energy from which you are born.
But like I was saying earlier, last thing I need is another Souls-like.
Is not here.
The sphere is now open to you. Go.
I'm sorry, are you watching trailers? Yes! And I just explained why I do that now with games. All right?
Hone your resolve.
Now here is a Souls-like called The First Berserker, Kazan, and I hope I'm saying that right. This is going to be one of those games that I'm interested in, but it's what I would call a skip pick, because it has the misfortune of having a 3-day early access edition, which I have put my foot down going forward and said I will not be supporting any kind of publisher or developer that institutes that into the release of their game. Because it's a bad habit, I think, to try and upsell their product on a game on the idea that they can play it 3 days earlier than everyone else. I think that's a little scummy. But that being said, this game looks pretty great. And I heard there's some kind of mechanics in it that make it a little easier to digest from your average Souls-like game. And I don't know what that is. But it looks good to me. Obviously, this is not even a gameplay trailer. It's like a story trailer. That's fine. Looks pretty rad. I think I saw this episode on Love, Death, and Robots. Or, I'm sorry. Level Boss. Or, I'm trying to remember the name of that show that was on Netflix now. Or, oh, Amazon Prime. See? My memory's really solid. Love, Death, and Mega Man. So this is a pretty sick cinematic. All right. Got a little B and G on your chin? You know, blood and guts? You obviously knew I was talking about blood and guts when I said B and G on your chin. What else could I be talking about?
Rated M for mature.
All right, and here's another game that looks really, really cool to me. But I have no interest in playing it right away because it is another title that has a early access digital edition that they're charging for like $20 more. And I just don't support that. But the way this was kind of described by some is like a British Fallout or something like that. There's a little bit more flora and fauna than that, but but yes, Atomfall. A nuclear disaster has left an area of Britain in tatters. Atomfall, a new survival action game, will see you explore, scavenge, craft, barter, and fight your way through beautifully recreated scenery in search of answers. And there's a phone booth. Oh, so it's Doctor Who? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. The garbage. The garbage. All right, this next one is going to have flashing lights, so beware, please. But this is one of those batshit crazy games that I had to I had to put on my radar. This one is wild. I don't even know how to describe this game, quote unquote. This is ENA Dream Barbecue. Experience surreal environments and inexplicable characters as ENA in a new wild world. Well, that's it. That's it, they say. That's all you really need to know about it. All right. On Friday the 28th, we'll be getting Dollhouse Behind the Broken Mirror.
Glad to see you recovered. I propose that you return to familiar places and be directly exposed to your memories.
It's another FPS horror shooter game. Or at least I believe there's to be horror in it. I mean, it has frickin' Pennywise dolls that chase you around. And item management, that's the scariest part of all.
You know what has been said about the devil.
Yeah, this one says, enter the broken mind of Eliza Demure, a once celebrated singer now trapped in a labyrinth of her own forgotten memories. With the help of a new medicine, will you be able to piece together the mystery of your past? Who knows? Come and find out. Hold on to your butts. But obviously, any kind of game that has a bunch of dolls chasing you around has to be scary a little bit. Now, this one has flashing lights too. Be weary. This is Undershadows. Welcome to Undershadows. In this adventure game, you control a child who has been robbed of his soul and being dragged into a dark world. A tale as old as time. Again, like a few other games on this list, this one caught my eye because of how freaking odd it is. It's an odd, surreal-looking game with some puzzles. So, I'm in. Point-and-click combat system. Okay. Doesn't seem like it's too complicating. Mushroom Matilda? I just named their boss for them. They're welcome. Save the Shadowlands from yourself. I wonder if the sound is too low on this. Actually, I can pump it up a little. Let's do that. Let's jump into some Squirreled Away. Be the squirrel, scurry through gardens, up trees, and leap limb to limb in this craft and thrive park life adventure. Explore solo or with up to 3 squirrel buddies in co-op. Meet and help other residents and collect bits here and there to build and decorate your dream treehouse. I'm a big fan of just silly 3D platformers. This one just looks very calm and casual, almost like Squirrel with a gun. All right, and the last game being released that I have interest in this week, the Tower of, and I hope I say this right, Kalamanvo. Crawl to the top of the Tower of Kalamanvo, a hardcore isometric ARPG with randomly generated levels meant for fans of slower paced action games. Fight cultist monsters, scavenge for magical loot, learn powerful spells, and fully customize your stats and skills. A la Diablo Classic. Couldn't be more Diablo if it tried. But again, if someone's going to try and replicate the magic of the old Diablo games and do it well, I might even jump into it. I might even jump into it, of all people. But again, it is one of those games where I look at and I go, and I know you, brother, I know you love these style of games, but I'm looking for like that entryway into this kind of game, which is why I'm having a hard time with games like Path of Exile too. I need that kind of like baby's first Diablo. Yeah, that's going to be released on the 28th. I mean, they did a pretty good job with all like the character art. Like, it does remind me of Diablo 2 at the very least. Tower of Kalamanvo. And there's a demo out. Yes. Right on. Thank you for joining me at this look at the releases coming this March 23rd through the 29th. My hot pick is Twilight Monk, so please check that out. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.